I love my New York Giants, man. This is Giants Corner, hosted by Hall of Fame worthy. I'm not no analyst or nothing like that, man. I'm just speaking from a fan's point of view. Since I love my New York Giants, we gonna talk about it. Week 2. Man, listen, it was a better effort. Daniel Jones, listen, we're gonna start off with like the pluses because I gotta talk about the coach now. Gotta talk about the coach, but we started off last week killing Daniel Jones, killing DJ on the 1s and 2s. Now I'm gonna let you know DJ played a solid game. Like he wasn't that great, but he wasn't bad at all, you know? Maybe on the 2-point conversions, we're gonna get into that, but DJ played an efficient game. He didn't turn the ball over. That's a huge plus. A huge plus. And when DJ goes like that, not turning the ball over, he's on the 1s and 2s for real. He was 16 for 28, 178 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions. What can I say? I mean, he overthrew a couple of passes. Some passes he did overthrow. He had neighbors down on like a one-on-one, like almost like an Odell catch that Odell dropped back in the day. And neighbors dropped that one, but that ball was overthrown by Daniel Jones, overthrew neighbors. And like a couple of throws was overthrown. Ain't gonna lie. But overall, everybody gave him a grade C. I'm gonna give him C+, maybe a B-. He played a okay game. So we're gonna start off with giving him his props, okay? Even Singletary, he stepped up, he scored our first TD of the season. He scored that. A key fumble he had down the game that was like coming out the third quarter. He had a fumble that killed our momentum. But other than that, he was solid. He looked okay. He had 16 carries for 95 yards, 1 TD. He played a solid game too. Other than that fumble, he was all right. Our other weapon, Neighbors. Like a good wide receiver, Neighbors is there. If it wasn't for Neighbors and that DJ connection all game, we wouldn't have been in the game. He made some catches on late downs that was incredible to keep drives going. DJ put the ball in the right place. Neighbors caught it. You know, for the most part, was straight. Like, I like Neighbors. His first 100-yard plus game of the season. Hopefully he has many more. He had one key mistake on a 4th and 4 at the end of the game. Maybe DJ could have put the ball in a better spot, but for what I saw, the throw was okay. Enough that it hit the wide receiver Neighbors. It hit him in his hands. He fumbled it and dropped it. You saw that he was torn up after he dropped that ball. I never saw a wide receiver want to catch a ball in that spot. Like in that spot of the game, that was a big spot. And he dropped the ball. I never saw a wide receiver more disappointed than Neighbors when he dropped that ball. And for me, that was a good thing because it lets me know that he was affected by that. In a spot like that, he's not gonna let that ever happen again. He said after the game, he felt like he let his team down, but without you, Neighbors, we wouldn't have been in the game. Wan'Dale Robinson showed up. He scored a touchdown. You know, I don't know where is Hyatt at. I don't know where is Hyatt. He's like, where's Waldo? Where's my guy Hyatt at? You know, he's supposed to be a big play wide receiver. He's supposed to be that. And for these last games, or the last 2 games, we ain't see too much of him. He's a threat also. We need him on the field. I don't know what the coaching is doing, but hey, our defense. Now we go into our defense because our defense, they didn't give up no touchdowns, but they couldn't seem to get off the field. They had to let them go down and get 3 every time. The punter never punted the ball. Our defense really, I felt, was the problem besides the other point that I'm gonna get into. Brian Burns, Tibbs, y'all gotta show up. Y'all not showing up. Not on the tackles, not on the sacks, not pressures. Y'all not showing up. The fans are saying that Burns, you overpaid. We overpaid for Burns. It's only week 2, I understand that, but we should see at least 1 sack. We should see you get to the quarterback, at least lay your hand on the quarterback at least 1 time. We ain't been seeing that. Not in these last 2 weeks. Tibbs, where you at? How many sacks Tibbs gonna have this year? He ain't got none so far. I think he got credit with a half of one or an assist on one, but I don't know. We ain't seen you. Y'all have to step up. Help Dex. Help that secondary back there. Yesterday, y'all couldn't get off the field. The only bright spot that I see on the defense is number 22, Phillips. That's the only bright spot that I see. He had a lot of good plays out of these 2 weeks. The refs was on some bullish yesterday in that Washington game, and that play that cost us when they called the holding call on Phillips when it was not even 5 yards, number one, and Zach Ertz, he ran Phillips over. Phillips was just trying to grab him as they were falling to the floor. And you called a hold? That was a bogus call. Refs, you know that. It was a game-changing call that you didn't even need to call that. He grabbed him as he was falling. He just hiked the ball. It wasn't even within 5 yards. He fell and grabbed him. He didn't hold him. It wasn't past the 5-yard mark. And I'm not sure how that rule works because this is from a fan's point of view. But I know that was a no-hold. And that call changed the game. It wasn't, a lot of things played a part in us losing. I didn't get to the main part yet, but that was a huge call. And refs, you shouldn't make that call. I wish we can challenge the refs' calls. When the ref throws like a flag like that, I wish we could challenge that. There has to be a way to challenge that. And they need to put that rule into place because these refs be making bogus calls. And it's nothing that the team could do about it. We can't do nothing about it. That call was huge. It shouldn't have been called because my guy was balling out. Pinnock, he was stepping up. He had a crazy penalty in the beginning, in the first drive, defensive drive, where we could have got off the field on the 4, but they called him for, I think it was holding, But otherwise, he was all over the place. He got sacks, he was all over the place. Big shout out to Pinnock, Jason Pinnock. He was all over the place yesterday. 22, Drew Phillips. Listen, man. That's a bright spot in the defense. That guy, that rookie, man, is something else. Tackles, never mind that bogus call from the refs because he's been playing hard these last 2 games. The bright spot on the defense besides Dex. We need Brian Burns to step up. Show us what the Giants went and paid you all that money for. Because you was doing stuff on Carolina, but you ain't doing nothing on the Giants, not yet. We still got a lot of games to go. So, not gonna hold you. You could get better. Please show up. Because I love my New York Giants and we want to see some wins here. Coach made a huge mistake. I didn't know how big it was to lose our kicker on the first kickoff of the game. Because that played a huge part in us losing that game because our coach didn't think it was okay to put an extra kicker on the roster. And even knowing that he was hurt during the whole week, that should have been in the coach's head to listen. This guy got a groin issue going on. Something might happen. So we should have a kicker on an extra kicker, a backup kicker, because our kicker's not feeling okay. treated like he's not feeling okay. We should have an extra kicker. We had 52 people out of a 53-person roster, which we had an extra spot open. We could have even had a kicker just there for an emergency. But Coach Daboll did not put a kicker on the team. So Gano goes out with a hamstring issue, trying to chase down somebody that's already passed him, first of all. And he pulls a hamstring, and there goes the game. During the week, you know the kicker has issues, put a kicker on the squad. Now we got the punter trying to punt the ball and also trying to kick field goals and kick extra points, which is, he missed the extra point. So now DJ and the offense, every time we scored a touchdown, we had to go for 2 points. And our chances, we can't hardly score touchdowns. So our chances of going for 2 and getting it are kind of slim. I'm not making fun of my team because I love my New York Giants, but I understand that touchdowns for the Giants, for that offense, is a struggle. So us expecting to go down and score 2-point conversions, which one 2-point conversion hit Slayton in the hands. Slayton, you got to catch that. You have to catch that. That's a ball that you have to bring down. Being our leading receiver from last year, you got hands. Slayton, you got hands. You got to bring that one in. But no, let's go back to the coach and this kicker issue. Because if we had an extra kicker and our coaching was doing good for the roster, that wouldn't have been an issue. We wouldn't have had to go for 2. The Commanders won the game with nothing but field goals. We are the first team in NFL history to score 3+ touchdowns. We didn't let the team score a touchdown, and we still lost the game. How is that? I don't even know how that's possible, but it was possible yesterday. I'm, as a fan, never gonna stop loving my New York Giants, but I'm kind of getting sick of this what we got going on, because we always looking crazy out there. We always setting records the bad way. We're not setting records lately we're not on top. If coach keeps on making these mistakes, he's gonna get fired. It's your first year, you were awesome. I still believe in you. That slight mistake of not having a kicker, knowing that your kicker was messed up already, I think you could learn from that. But that was a huge mistake. That cost us the second game. I don't think the season's over. We could put together a win streak. These next 2 games are tough. We got week 3 at the Browns, and then we got home for Dallas. We're home for Dallas. Tough games coming up. These next 6 games are very tough. And we gotta eliminate the mistakes, eliminate the coaching mistakes, eliminate the turnovers, that fumble from Singletary was what we was driving. Right out of the half, we was driving, and a fumble. And I'm thinking to myself, oh man, same old Giants. Same old. Defense could not stop. Yeah, when they got to the red zone, locked it down. But we gotta lock it down upfield and stop them on their side of the field. So that way they're not getting down there getting 3. The defense just couldn't get off the field when it mattered. They gave up 7 3-pointers. So, and we didn't see their punter once. The defense has to step up. The offense could do a little better. They did a lot better than week 1. So now when we put it all together, imagine what we could do. I want to say one thing. Shout out to Malik Neighbors for having this 100-yard plus game. And listen, that mistake that you made on 4th and 4 is only going to make you better. I already got faith in you. And listen, like I said before, if it wasn't for the passes that and the catches that you made, we wouldn't have been in that position to try to win the game. So don't hang your hat, you know what I'm saying? Don't be down on yourself, because you did show up yesterday and you looking like a special player. As long as DJ keeps his head on straight, like, that offense is gonna be tough. Singletary, listen, you wasn't Saquon, but I tell you what, yo, you had damn near 100 yards, 95 yards. You keep that turnover from happening, you had a solid game. I mean, going into week 3, I don't know how somehow we gotta find a way to go into Cleveland and get this W. So we do not want to be 0-3 facing the Dallas Cowboys that just lost to the Saints. They lost crazy to the Saints, so they're not gonna be happy, especially if they lose next week too. We want to be ahead of the game, at least with one win, and see, like, one win, but when we face the Cowboys. And the season is not over. I hear a lot of fans, I understand this is not the 2007 Giants, it's not the 2011 Giants. I understand. But those teams went 0-2 and still somehow made it to the Super Bowl. They weren't great either. They didn't have awesome records either. And they still made it wild card status. So let's continue to play. Don't give up. No matter what, don't give up, play hard, and let's get this dub in Cleveland. Cleveland, I mean, they're tough. They was #1 defense last year. They're 1-1. They can be beat. So let's get the offense together. Coaching, you gotta stay solid. Coach, you gotta keep calling good plays. Coach your team up. Let's get the extra kicker on deck. Sign another kicker during the week, so our punter won't be having to try to kick field goals and kick extra points and be missing from point blank. I thought a punter should be able to make field goals, but what do I know? I'm just a fan, right? And I thought that a kicker is a kicker, but obviously a punter and a field goal kicker is two different things, you know? So, you know, other than that, we had a solid game. I was proud. Like, we didn't go out like last week. I understand we was going against a rookie quarterback, but that rookie quarterback was kind of tough. He made a lot of plays with his legs. He was making plays down the field. He didn't score no touchdowns, but he was moving the ball up and down thanks to our defense. Not for nothing. He's a good quarterback, and he gets us ready for Deshaun Watson. With the things he could do, running all over the field, throwing and stuff like that. So he kind of tuned us up for this big game. It's a must-win game now. Week 3, a must-win game. So let's go into Cleveland. Let's go get this dub and get back to the stadium, get back to home, get back to Jersey, New York, you know, get back to our area with a dub so we can prepare for the Dallas Cowboys. That's a big game. We ain't beat them in like 8 years. We need to beat them. I don't know if it's 8 years, but I know we ain't beat them in a minute. I'm asking for a lot, I know, but as a fan, this is what I want. Shout out to y'all, man. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You know, I love my New York Giants. We on X now. If you love your New York Giants, follow us, subscribe to us, do all of that, you know. I love my New York Giants. This is Giants Corner, Hall of Fame worthy. Peace.